Hello there. This is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So, in today's video, I'm carrying on with a series of really popular videos on this channel. I did 2 or 3 that were Let's Learn the Capital Cities. And we did all of them, so I can't repeat them. But I thought it'd be really nice to look at the sort of 2nd or 3rd largest cities in each country and have a look at where they are located as well. So for example, if we look at England, previously we only looked at London, the capital, but we'd look at Birmingham this time, the 2nd city, and point out where that is. So I hope that sounds like a fun idea for those of us who excel in capital cities. We can learn a little bit more in this relaxing and educational ASMR video. I'm using this atlas. It is the Philips Essential School Atlas. And it's for Key Stage 3 in schools, which is approximately ages 11 to 14 in the UK. And apparently it's turning out with help from the Royal Geographical Society as well. Despite being Philips being a Dutch company, this is a very British-centric book. And there's lots of info throughout the book on the British Isles, and a lot of the time it includes Ireland as well. Okay, so we'll get started with Northern Europe, and we'll take a look at these maps together then, shall we? A little bit of a note, I'm using a brand new microphone, so let me know if the quality is a little bit different to normal, whether it's, hopefully, fingers crossed, a little bit better than it had been before. Let me know. Because certainly if it's not as good, then I'll switch back to my old broken Blue Yeti, but this is a quadcast, and it's bright red, it lights up. So you'll see it on any rambles I do in the future. Okay. So we've got Northern Europe, we've got the Nordics here, Finland, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, and Norway, Sweden and Denmark are also known as Scandinavia. But we've talked many times on this channel and on my other channels about Finland isn't a Scandinavian country. And then of course we've got Russia there. So Russia's 2nd city, we've got Moscow peeking into view here. That's the capital, the old capital, and therefore 2nd largest city in Russia is St. Petersburg, Sankt Petersburg. And actually, based on its location, in terms of its latitude and longitude and all that stuff, it's the most populous city this far north in the whole world. There isn't a city as high as it, as northern as it on the planet, that has as large a population. I think it says over 5 million, is that key? Over 5 million. And that's right on the border with Finland. Helsinki is the capital. But we've also got the cities Turku here on the coast, just before you get to the Åland Islands, a Swedish-speaking Finnish area, so an area with sort of Finnish administration. But historically everyone's mother tongue is Swedish in this area. Pori, Tampere and Lahti and Kotka are other southern cities, and Oulu is one of the larger northern cities along with Kemi. Rovaniemi. Is it Rovaniemi? I can't read it. It's just on the line, I can't read what letter that is. So that's Finland, and then we've got Sweden. Most of the large urban areas are in the south of the country. We've got Stockholm, which is of course the capital. Uppsala is one of the largest, along with Gothenburg, or in Swedish say Göteborg. Gothenburg and Malmö. Malmö is also very large. If you go further north though, you can see somewhere like Kiruna, which is one of the larger northernmost areas of Sweden. Slightly different in Norway though. Oslo is down here. Lots of coastal cities like Bergen and Kristiansund, but Bøde and Tromsø and Hammerfest are much more northerly than most cities in Sweden. And then Denmark, the capital is on the island here of Sjælland. It's of course Copenhagen or København in Danish. But we've got the large urban areas of Aarhus and Aalborg on the mainland. Esbjerg is also worth noting, and on this island the largest urban centre is Odense. And then we've got these nations here, Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania. They're quite small and they don't actually highlight many alternatives other than the capitals. Tallinn is here, but it doesn't really list any other cities, unfortunately, in Estonia. Latvia is Riga, and on the coast here you've got Liepaja, and Lithuania is here, and the capital Vilnius is there, but Kaunas is I think the second largest city. This is also Russia. Kaliningrad is a city which is here. It's an enclave of Russia. Belarus, we've got the capital Minsk, but Brest is also a larger city. And then we've got Poland. There are quite a lot of large cities in Poland other than the capital, also Warszawa, such as Łódź, Wrocław, Lublin and Gdańsk on the northern coast. Poznań is also another worth mentioning, which is closer to the German border. I'm going to switch this a little bit. So that takes us nicely onto Germany. Germany is a very highly populated country within Europe. In the European Union it's the most populated. So aside from Berlin, the capital here, there are a lot of large urban centres such as Hamburg in the north, Bremen as well. Over this section there are many different cities such as Cologne or Köln, Dortmund, Essen, Düsseldorf, Bonn, even Frankfurt. And then to the south, obviously you've got Munich or München, as well as Stuttgart, Freiburg, Regensburg, Dresden and Leipzig are other large cities in the east. And then the Netherlands, which actually for its size has a relatively high population, meaning that it's more densely populated than most other countries in Europe. Amsterdam is the capital, which is here. We can almost say The Hague is a sort of co-capital because the Parliament building and administrative duties fall on The Hague rather than Amsterdam. But then we've got large cities like Rotterdam here, and although it doesn't seem to be highlighted on the map, Eindhoven is around here-ish, and we can also see Utrecht, and in the north, Groningen. Heerenveen is around here as well. Belgium, we can see Brussels, the capital here, the bilingual capital of French and Flemish. Flemish is a dialect of Dutch. And in the north, Flemish is spoken in the south, French. There are lots of cities here. Antwerpen is in the north here, as is Ghent. Liège is around here-ish, I believe. And then you've got France. So Paris in this north-centred region. But a lot of other large urban centres exist. Lille in the north. And we've got Lyon here, which I think they've spelt wrong. There's no S on the end of Lyon that I know of. And the beautiful southern coastal city of Marseille, with noting Bordeaux over here, and in Brittany we've got Rennes, Lorient, Brest, Quimper. Monaco is sort of, well, its own principalities, its own country really, but I think it's sort of administered by the Parliament of France. And then we've got Switzerland. Someone explained to me that it doesn't really have a capital as such, because they're all just a sort of conglomeration of cantons, but I believe that the courts are in Bern. Zurich, a German-speaking region, is a larger city, and Genève in the French-speaking area is also here. Other notable areas, Lausanne, and well, lots of other places. You can see Vaduz here. That's actually the capital of this tiny country of Liechtenstein. And I mentioned Austria just in case. I think we'll see it on the other page, but Austria, apart from its capital over here, which is Vienna, we can see Linz and Salzburg, Innsbruck, lots of places in Austria to take note of. And then Spain and Portugal. So look at Portugal first. We've got Lisboa, the capital, which is sort of just to the south of the centre. To the north of Oporto is a very large city. Coimbra is here, and Lagos is here down the bottom as well. And then Spain, obviously everyone has heard of Madrid. Quite a lot of people actually mistakenly think that Barcelona is the capital of Spain. It is the most visited by tourists. It's quite possible there's a larger population actually, but it's not the capital. And then we got other places such as Valencia, Cartagena, Almería, and Seville. And then in the north, Gijón, A Coruña, Santiago de Compostela, Vigo, Bilbao, Santander, Zaragoza, Tarragona. In the center, Valladolid, Salamanca, Cáceres. And not to forget the islands, Balearic, Palma, Palma de Mallorca. See? And hopefully on a separate page we can see the Canary Islands as well. I can't, as a Brit, turn the page without looking a little bit at Britain and Ireland. So the Republic of Ireland is here. We've all heard of Dublin, its capital, towards the east of the country. But you might also be familiar with Sligo, the beautiful Galway, my favourite city in Ireland, Cork as well, Waterford and Limerick. Cheeky mention to the Faroe Islands, a administrative area of Denmark. Tórshavn is the local capital. However, these islands here are part of Scotland. These are the Shetland Islands and the Orkney Islands. So this is Scotland, and everyone knows the capital is Edinburgh. But Glasgow is the largest city for population. Other areas of note are Dundee and Aberdeen in the north. Wales, with a relatively small population. Of course, I am from Wales. I come from Swansea, which indeed is not the capital. It's the second largest city after Cardiff, our capital. Wrexham up here in the north is also notable, as well as Llanelli and Carmarthen over here, and Aberystwyth midway up along the coast. Similar to Germany, England itself has a lot of large urban centres with high population. London is obviously the capital and a very lovely city, one of my favourites. Birmingham is the second city, is the second largest in terms of population in both the UK and England. Also worth noting down south we got places like Portsmouth, Southampton, Bournemouth, Plymouth, Penzance, but the very large cities of Manchester and Liverpool are up here in the north, Leeds, and then in the far north you've got Carlisle, Newcastle, Middlesbrough, Sunderland, Norwich and Ipswich are over here, and in the centre you've got Oxford and Cambridge as well. Nottingham and Sheffield are also notable cities. So carrying on with Europe then, we've got the boot, Italia, Italy. Again, Rome or Roma is the capital, but there are lots of very large urban centres outside of the capital in Italy, such as Turin or Torino and Milano, both in the north. Genoa on the coast as well form a little bit of an industrial and a population triangle in this northern area. Venice, Venezia, Bologna, Florence, the independent nation of San Marino, and then if you come further down the country you've got Naples or Napoli, Bari, and on the island of Sicily, Palermo, and on the island of Sardinia we've got Cagliari. I don't want to miss out Malta. Valletta is the capital. I do know off the top of my head what the second largest city is, but I can't remember it right now. And then we've got this area down here, I missed out Ukraine. Missed out Ukraine last time. So large areas outside of the capital of Kiev would be Lviv, Kharkiv, Odessa, Dnipro on the Dnipro River, and Mariupol, Donetsk, Luhansk. And then we've got Turkey or Turkey. This is one of those countries like Scotland we mentioned earlier where the capital isn't the largest city. Ankara is the official capital of Turkey and it is not as large as the massive Istanbul, formerly known as Constantinople in the Eastern Roman Empire. Istanbul has a much larger population than Ankara. Other cities to note: Bursa, Izmir on the coast, very beautiful. Antalya, another stunning coastal city. Gaziantep is over here. And Trabzon, just on the border of, on the coast of the Black Sea. It's a beautiful city. Bulgaria, apart from the capital of Sofia, we in English often say Sofia, but I had a friend from Bulgaria from this city and he said it's pronounced Sofia in Bulgarian. But you might also have heard of Plovdiv, which again is in this center region. Romania, the capital being Bucharest, which is down here, has the very beautiful Cluj-Napoca, often just Cluj for short, in the North Transylvanian area. The beautiful seaport of Constanța is over here, and to the west, close to Serbia, we have Timișoara. In Serbia, Belgrade is here. Vojvodina is towards this area here. They don't really have many second cities in these areas because they're quite small on the map. Croatia has been given one. Zagreb, the capital, is here in the north, but along the coast we have both beautiful cities of Split and Dubrovnik. Slovakia has got, after Bratislava, its capital, is that Košice? Košice, I think. Košice. Prague, Praha, the capital of Czechia, but Brno is over here. And down here-ish, towards the coast of Germany, we got Pilsen, a famous beer area. And in Hungary, after the capital of Budapest, we have Debrecen, which is over here. Okay, let's move away from Europe. We spent long enough there. I mean, this double page spread is all to do with Russia, but we've already mentioned St. Petersburg. But obviously there are cities right across Russia, including Novosibirsk, Krasnoyarsk, Yekaterinburg, Samara, Ufa, Kazan, Nizhny Novgorod, Rostov, Volgograd, and right over here we have Vladivostok. Should be around here somewhere. Yeah, here, Vladivostok. We can take a look at Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan keeps changing its capital's name. So Astana was Astana, then it was Nur Sultan, and now it's Astana again. But Almaty, it was and is a very large city. It's down here. I think it might have been the capital for a little while. And Shymkent down the south. Pavlodar in the north. Aktobe in the west and Akbau on the Caspian Sea is worth mentioning too. Uzbekistan Tashkent is the capital, but Samarkand, Bukhara also are large cities. Focusing on East Asia, the vast Chinese nation. Too many cities to mention, but so Beijing is here, it's right there. Tianjin is actually a very large city as well. Dalian, somewhere I've visited, is a very nice city in the north. Down here we have Shanghai, which is a larger city than Beijing population-wise. Also, let's see if I can find Xinjiang on the map. So further west, Chongqing actually. Chongqing is a very large city in the sort of away from the coast where most of the larger cities are in China. And down in the south here, just above Hong Kong and Shenzhen, is the Cantonese city of Guangzhou. It's also very large. In Taiwan we have Taipei, which is the capital. Also we have Taichung and Kaohsiung in the south. And then Japan. Now Japan, an extremely highly populated group of islands with the most populated city in the world, Tokyo, as its capital. An enormous population, urban and metropolitan population in Tokyo, but other places to mention: Sapporo, in the north, on this island of Hokkaido, and then we've got Osaka, the second largest city in Japan. Hiroshima is also here, Kobe, Kyoto, Fukuoka, all very large cities. Talking about large populations, after China and Japan we have India, and Kolkata, or Calcutta sometimes referred to in English. Here it has a very large population in West Bengal, the state of West Bengal. The capital, Delhi, and New Delhi obviously is the largest. But Bombay in English at one point, is also a very large city, as is Chennai. It used to be called Madras. Outside of Bangladesh's capital, Dhaka, you've got Chittagong, which is the second largest city. And for Pakistan, we have Islamabad, which is the capital, but Lahore and Karachi are both massive cities. Karachi, lovely city on the coast. You can see Iran here peeking into view. Tehran is the capital, but Esfahan, Shiraz, Tabriz, Mashhad are other notable cities. I think we'll have a larger look at, oh yes we will, on the next page. I'll come back to Saudi Arabia. Let's focus on Southeast Asia for a second then. So Thailand, we know Bangkok is the capital, but Phuket is also a very well visited city by tourists. Vietnam, the capital is Hanoi, but Ho Chi Minh City is very, very popular and has I believe, a larger population than Hanoi actually. On to the Philippines, capital Manila, but Davao, I've never heard of Davao actually, but it's quite a large city in the southern part of the island group. And then Malaysia is there, Kuala Lumpur. Can't see. Is that Putrajaya? And then Indonesia has a large population outside of its capital, Jakarta. Jakarta is here, but Bandung, Semarang, Surabaya, Medan, to name just a few. Let's look then in closer detail at the Arabian Peninsula in the Gulf. So this is just to the south of Turkey. We've got Iraq. Baghdad is the capital, but Mosul, Irbil, Basra, very large urban centres. In Syria you've got Damascus, which is the capital, but also Homs and Aleppo, two large cities. And in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh is the capital, which is here in the desert, but towards the coast, Medina and Jeddah and Mecca, the holy cities, are extremely important, both to Saudi Arabia, but also for the Hajj, the Muslim pilgrimage. Okay, I'm going to stop there because I think that it's a good place to finish. We've done Europe and Asia today, and if this video is as popular as I hope it's going to be, then we'll carry on with North and South America, Africa and parts of Oceania in the next section of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, very importantly, but I hope you're really relaxed either way. Even if, like me, you're a little bit of a know-it-all and you already knew all those cities and their locations. Good for you. But thank you for watching anyway. If you did enjoy it, then could you do me a favour and click like, please, at this point, and also subscribe if this is your first time here. I think if you made it this far, you'll love the other videos on this channel. And if you're already loving what I do, then maybe you want to join me on Patreon for extra exclusive videos every month that I don't release on this channel. Information in the little box. Click more and expand it and read all about it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you again very soon for part 2 and lots of other map, ASMR